I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Monday, January the 30th. And today we're going to find out just how bearish that cattle on feed report was. On Friday, it come out with those placement numbers. Very surprising and very bearish when you go to look at your feeder cattle markets for this week. More than likely on the board and in the cash markets too. But look at the results there. As of January the 1st, the inventory on feed there come in at 100% of a year ago, which it was actually just a pinch more than that, but stayed within that percentage point. Compared to your estimates, which was at 99, not too bearish right there, but your placement levels, we saw huge placements in November, and which made a lot of your analysts think that they would back off here in December, but a lot of us that pay attention to the sales, we saw huge marketings of big calves going right on feed all through December. Cattle that normally would have sold in earlier in the year in October and November, but guys had plenty of grass, they had plenty of hay and feed to carry those cattle. They didn't like the market, so they held off and waited until December to market those, and which makes them go placements on feed. So at 118%, that is a big number, especially when you look at your estimate, which a lot of people thought was lofty at 109. But your placements were pretty evenly split between lightweight cattle, middleweight cattle, and your heavier weights weighing over 800 and 900 pounds there. But a big increase on 6 and 7 weight cattle, which we knew that's what we sold in December, was big 6 and 7 weight calves that guys have been hanging on to, and they went right on to feed. Of course, your marketing's pretty easy to pick out there. We know how many cattle we slaughter every day. They came in at 107, which is exactly what all the estimates were. It was 107, and we did have one extra day of slaughter in there, and we saw pretty impressive slaughter during the holidays because the big holiday dates were right on the weekend. But bearish cattle on feed report. We saw muddy lots, and a lot of your guys that are backgrounding calves earlier in the week there, because we saw some temperatures warm up a little bit after some moisture we'd had the previous week, and really muddy lots in the Midwest and the northern plains. They did start to firmer up with cooler overnight temperatures later on in the week. But look at some sales on Friday. Lexington, Nebraska here had over 5,000 head for their Friday sale, compared to over 4,000 they had a week ago, so a really good test there. Your feeder steers week to $4 lower. Look, had over 1,000 head of 7-weight steers here on your Beef Market Central market report out of Lexington. Average 134.28, and that's a lofty price. We're talking about the middle of Nebraska right there. That cattle don't bring any more than they do there in Nebraska. And had over 500 head of 8-weight steers, average 131.32, and that's sure off what they would have brought a week before. But individual quotes out of Lexington: 142 steers Friday and 3:30 in the afternoon, weighed 755, bring 135.75. But prepare for lower markets coming up this week. These Monday sales will sure be lower, which probably be lower on the board because that cattle on feed come out after the closing on Friday. So, and it was wanting to work lower anyway all this last week. So, but you know, it's sure going to back off, I would think, on these grazing type calves that everybody's been buying, especially in Missouri and up through there, which they like to go in there and buy those calves for those big turnout areas in the Flint Hills and the Osage. And we saw a flat 500-pound steer in some west central Missouri markets touch $1.80, and that's really getting up there. When you look at your fat board for next October and December is just barely over 102. So that's not a good omen to make money right there. But sure be lower this week. That's your feeder flash for Monday.